We are on X, Twitter, and we are on LinkedIn as well. And so without further ado, for those of you who may not, who may need a refresher, about what Proudly South African does, but also those of you who may not know what Proudly South African does, you may be familiar with our logo, which is right here behind me, but you may not be sure what it is that we do. So we are we are the Buy Local campaign, the official one in South Africa. The Buy Local narrative or phenomenon is a tried and tested one. They've built over many countries in the world. They've got their own Buy Local movement, and South Africa is no different. We work in all sectors, and our main mandate is to seek to influence local procurement. We remind and teach South Africans about the importance of buying local and supporting local to be able to create jobs and sustain the very jobs we have as a country by highlighting or making available to particularly our members, because we are a member-based campaign, exposing them to access to market opportunities, because it's one thing for somebody to own a business or a great IP, but if they don't have a market to sell their product to, it defeats the purpose. But I'll leave the rest of that to Alicia, who will take you through, the benefits of joining the Buy Local campaign, what you are likely to gain and to benefit, throughout your association with Proudly South African, and how you can maximize on all of those benefits that we have in store for you. And so with that said, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you, Alicia Logan, who's membership manager at Proudly South African. Welcome, Alicia, and please go ahead. Thank you so much.
Happy, thank you so much for that warm welcome. Good morning to all on the call this morning. Thank you for making the time to join us today. Before I get into the presentation, I'd like to give a little bit of a background into why it is that we've, decided to do a webinar specifically for the service industry, because there has been many concerns coming up from the service industry, whereby when we are onboarding a company to become a Proudly South African member, the first question that we are asked, but does Proudly South African have benefits for the service industry, or do you only support the manufacturing industry? As Happy alluded, when it comes to sectors, we do not give preference to one over the other. So this webinar today is very important for me to highlight the importance of the service industry within, the broader spectrum of the country. So the service industry and its growth within South Africa, then specifically within the campaign, and then I'll go through the benefits that the service industry members are likely to receive from Proudly South African. As I said, colleagues, I'm going to start with the broader spectrum of where the service industry is in South Africa, its growth in South Africa, and how then I'm going to bring it back home into how Proudly South African is assisting the service industry. And one of our current campaigns, or campaigns that has just passed, that has gained so much of traction within the service industry, I'm going to actually go there, and then we're going to discuss the benefits. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So I thought it was very important for me to start off with this. This is a sectoral view of the GDP in South Africa from 2012 right up to 2022, where as I've mentioned to you, every time we onboard a member, we hear three comments. The service industry is not big enough in South Africa. The service industry does not get preference over the manufacturing industry, and the service industry is not that important to Proudly South African. So those are the three comments that we receive, and I want to address that within this slide. So if we look at the agriculture, industry is manufacturing, and services is the service industry. We can see from just the picture on the screen that the services industry in South Africa is the largest contributing industry to the GDP by 62.3%. And it's been consistent for more than a decade. So the service industry in South Africa is the largest industry. If we look at the banking industry, if we look at the IT, information technology industry, the accounting firms in the country, these are all services industries. And so they form the largest part of the contributing industries in the South African economy. So here, when a member is being onboarded and they say the service industry is too small, it's actually one of the largest industries in the country, largest contributing, and we are using, and it's not that the spotlight is not shined on this industry, it's we need to find ways in which we can collaborate effectively to grow the industry further. So the services industry in South Africa being one of the largest, and the service industry also contributing quite greatly in terms of job creation. Then we look at a country view, and we know that just like Proudly South African has a strong value proposition, so too does the South African economy has a strong value proposition for the service industry. So when we look at, I just want to bring this down here, yes. So South Africa's value proposition for the service industry. South Africa is the most industrial economy. It is the regional principal manufacturing hub, yes, but also the leading services destination. So here again, the myth demystified, so to speak. So South Africa is largely a service destination, as much as mining and agriculture form a large part of the South African economy, as well as the FMCG industry, which we focus largely on, especially with access to market. But the services industry cannot be denied, and the service industry is the leading industry within the South African economy. The South African economy also has a highly diversified economic structure in terms of sectoral composition, with the services industry, as you can see from the graph on the side, contributing one of the largest to the economy. Yes, we are endowed with natural resources, but we also have the banking sector. We also have the IT, the ever growing and transforming IT industry. We have growing, accounting industries, law firms, medical industries. So we are at the forefront as a country in terms of the services industry across Africa. So the South African economy also offers a supportive and growing ecosystem as a hub, as I said, for innovation, technology, fintech, banking, and other other businesses that fall within services. So I would say just from these two slides that two myths have been really, we really need to walk away from, especially when we get into discussions about membership. The first myth is that, the services industry is too small. It's the largest contributing industry. The service industry is not valued much in South Africa. It is one of the industries that is highly favored with the strongest value proposition. In fact, it is the manufacturing industry that needs more work in order to balance off the trade in the country, while the service industry is actually one of the most booming industries in the country. So those two, when we get to membership, I think we need to walk away from those myths of the service industry not being favored in the country or by Proudly South African. Then I go into the importance of localization. And when I look at this, the reason I get to this slide and I would like to talk to this is because in every one of these nine, important points that we talk to, the service industry is not excluded. It is, as our CMO said, every sector is included. We have 26 different sectors, and every single sector is important and valued in the whole supply chain at Proudly South African. So right at the top, it's our mandate, buy local to create jobs. So our mandate is really to advocate for our member companies across all 26 different sectors, and to ensure that their businesses grow in order for them to retain or sustain jobs. The aim, of course, for entrepreneurs, SMMEs, is to start to create jobs, but at the higher end, it is there to retain jobs. So buy local to create jobs. Then, of course, it is important for skills development. We advocate for businesses in order for them to create a skills pool within the South African economy, so that the labor force in South Africa grows and becomes and diversifies. So every now and again, when certain sectors are not working out, they say there's a skills gap, there's a skills shortage. So we're trying to assist by creating that skills development. Why is localization also important? For economic development. The more we localize, the more we sell within the borders of South Africa, and the more we are able to export rather than import, we grow our own economy. Of course, empowerment, improved living standards, infrastructure development, increase in the GDP, as I've just shown you, in terms of the sector, the services sector, and how it's growing the GDP. And then the balance of trade, increase more exports. Let us build our businesses to a point that we are export ready, so that we rely less and less on imports. So we balance off the trade. So before I go into membership and the associated benefits, I want to talk specifically about a campaign that our marketing department ran, during the Valentine period, right up to, recent days. As we've been told, we don't, what are we doing for the services industry? Proudly South African was the first. And I've been getting, on LinkedIn, we've been getting CMOs, brand managers, people asking, why didn't we think of that? Fashion in the sky. I mean, Lift Airline is not a manufacturer. It doesn't fall into the FMCG category. It doesn't fall into the manufacturing sector. It falls solely into the services industry. Proudly South African partnered with Lift Airline to do a fashion in the sky, the first ever seen in South Africa or possibly the world over. And it was a hugely successful campaign that is being talked about from the day it was activated to current period, to I don't know how long more it's going to be talked about. So I think that activation in itself is a good one to talk to, because it shows that when there's an alignment between Proudly South African and a member company, whether it be in the services industry or the manufacturing industry, we can truly bring it to life. We can be the first to do that in the marketing industry. We can be the first to do that in the marketplace in general, and and have it gain the most amount of positive review, whether you're looking on social media, whether you're just talking amongst peers or colleagues. It's gained the most positive response from a marketing campaign I've seen in a very long time. So the services industry can definitely play a very important part with Proudly South African. What we need to do is we need to understand the value proposition and then come together, partner with each other, and really shine a light on the specific industries that our member companies fall within. So just a little bit about the access to market platforms. These are the generic benefits, but I want to talk about the benefits whereby our members see the benefits to only be based for, again, for the manufacturing industry. So if I can talk about first-hand access to tender opportunities. So the tender opportunities is when it is sent out, it is not only sent out for someone to procure a medical mask or, a medical equipment or product specific tenders. There are tenders for branding companies. There are tenders for ad agencies. There are tenders for law firms. There are tenders for the medical industries. There are tenders for the financial services industries. So the tender opportunities by no means is designated or specific to product manufacturers only. I have first-hand access to all of the tenders that go out on a daily basis, and I can tell you at least 40% of the tenders that go out are for the services industry. Are you an ad agency that can provide a service to these government departments? Are you a legal firm that can provide legal services to these, industries? Are you a medical practitioner that can, supply or do vetting for this industry? So the services industry is well taken care of from the access to market in terms of the tender opportunities. Yes, we haven't got it to more than 50% as of yet, but at least I would say 40% of the tenders that go out are directly for the services industries. The e-commerce division, I will touch very lightly on this because we currently, work with the likes of Zulzi, Macro Marketplace, Made by Artisans, BizMed. So yes, those are, e-commerce sites that are largely for products or product manufacturers. But Proudly South African is also on the brink of launching our own e-commerce division. And so we do not see any exclusion of the service industries from the e-commerce division or the e-commerce site. I won't touch on it too much because it hasn't fully launched as yet. But when we get to that, you can be assured that a membership consultant will be in touch with our member companies to see how best we can showcase you on our e-commerce sites. Then we have as I spoke about our marketing department and the Lift Airline activation, we have a fully fledged, robust marketing department that is made up of PR, brand, and events. I honestly can't think of any company that I've ever been with that does more events than we do. We are active at an event almost every single day of the calendar year. And when I say that, I really mean that. We went from fashion in the sky to sauna to, a weekend event in Soweto. So Proudly South African is at every single impactful event that is meant for our member companies to gain the greatest amount of positive exposure. So let me talk about the Buy Local Summit and Expo. We are on the brink of the next, our flagship event, the next Buy Local Summit and Expo. Here again, when we say these expos are only for the manufacturing industry, we need to be cognizant of our involvement with these type of events. What is stopping a service industry from coming to showcasing their services at the event? And on a floor of 200 exhibitors, what is stopping a banking institute from, tapping into that, much needed SME market? It is a banker's dream. I was having a meeting the other day with one of the banking institutions, and they said to us, our database of members is over 2,700 members. It is the financial services industry's dream to tap into an SME market that is growing, and they're going from SME to a gold, to a platinum, to a diamond member even. So it is, as I said, an accounting firm's dream to have a database of SMMEs, growing SMMEs. A financial services industry's dream to have a growing base of SMMEs. So we do find that there is sometimes missed opportunities for events like these, where our member companies the platform is created for you. You should, our member companies need to come together from a B2B perspective, where manufacturing meets services, and, synergies are formed, or business is created from such. So these, summits, these exhibitions, they are, our flagship events, not just because of the, the magnitude of the event, but also the type of businesses that can come together from a B2B perspective, and grow with each other as proudly South African members. So as I confirmed, both our marketing department and the events that we put out is not only for the manufacturing product industry, but also for the services industry, so that, from a B2B perspective, relationships are made and created, and businesses, grow from there. In terms of the, and then of course the market access portal, or the MAP, we are still busy trying to get it to a point where, it works seamlessly across, seamlessly as a B2B, procurement portal. And while we are getting there, we can, confirm to our member companies that the MAP system will match buyers to suppliers. So whether you are in the manufacturing industry, the agricultural industry, the mining industry, or the services industry, this market access portal will match buyers to suppliers. And of course, we have, like we have now, webinars for us to learn more from each other. And the webinars are not a one-way, learning experience where we talk and you just listen. We learn from each other by way of Q&A, by, meeting afterwards, via email, basically it is a two-way stream, whereby we speak, you listen, but we also then listen to you, to cultivate better relations with our members, and to impact you more positively. So B2B opportunities via webinars, via supply chain workshops, via the national workshops that our marketing department does. These are ways in which we are trying to match buyers to suppliers and members to other members. And of course, inclusion in our national and international trade shows, and of course, the very important business and sector specific forums, the networks and info sharing sessions, which I'm seeing very positive feedback most recently, especially with the CEO roundtable discussions, whereby most of our member companies are now coming forward and saying, we'd like to also be a part of that. Our CEOs would also like to be a part of that. So we understand that the workshops and the magnitude of the workshops that we participate in is definitely gaining the type of traction that we required, or that is needed, because we do see much needed participation now. But I think from just from a benefits portfolio benefits point of view, I wanted our member companies to know that the services industry is not an excluded industry. It is very much an included industry. And, we just need to put our heads together as members and Proudly South African to see how best we can leverage from the benefits to showcase our services industry in the way in which, both can be beneficial, as I said, like the way in which we did with Lyft. So, yes, members, if there's any questions around the Proudly South African value proposition or the benefits, I'd urge you to reach out, because your participation is really much needed. The benefits are there, but we require our member companies to be actively participating with us in order for you to receive the best value from your membership. So that's it from my side. I'm happy to take questions from the participants.
Thank you so much, Alicia. Let me just quickly see, because we do have a bit of time.
Okay.
Just to see if there is a question for you from Nolubaba Lobuyana, who wants to know, is the real estate industry included in the services industry?
Yes, definitely. So there is 26 different sectors that form the Proudly South African, member sector base. And the real estate industry is definitely a part of one of the 26 sectors, yes.
Okay, fantastic. We will, there's another question from Thabo Mbande. I'm wanting to read it with an understanding, the question, and process it before I present it to you, because I'm not sure if I understand what Thabo is saying, but we will go back to the question shortly after the next speaker. Thank you so much, Alicia,
Thank you, Happy.
for the insight. Thank you. And so, that was Alicia from the membership manager from Proudly South African, a colleague of mine. Thank you so much, Alicia, much appreciated. And we can only hope that the audience that is online, understands and have a bigger appreciation of, what role we play as a campaign, how we fit into this whole ecosystem. And thanks for showcasing all of the stuff that we do from a service, service perspective, and colleagues online, delegates. Alicia's not kidding. We have back-to-back events that we do, as for in different sectors, as a benefit for many of the members who are under our wing. And so with that said, just a quick reminder that we are streaming live on X, on Facebook, and on LinkedIn. And I will be on the PR team, and I will be on the lookout for some of the questions that you may have asked on those platforms. And the Q's and A's box is also available to you to send some of your questions there. Without further ado, we will now invite onto the screen podium the Chief Executive Officer from Great for Business, Lego Baloyi, who will be taking us through the service-related business offering. How does the business best improve the running of an organization? stuff ranging from e-commerce, IT, procurement, and cybersecurity. Welcome, Leko Baloyi. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Happy, for having me. And thank you as well, Alicia, for a lot of the contribution that you've shared with us. I think there is quite a bit of an overlap in what you've shared with what we're going to talk about as Great for Business. Just to give you a better understanding, we are Great for Business, and our passion is coming from research and knowledge that, building and growing and empowering SMMEs is quite crucial in the South African economy. Let me just do this. I just want to confirm that everyone can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, fantastic.
Would you like to put it on presentation mode, please, Leko? Is that possible?
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Thank you so much. Yes, that's possible. Okay, as I mentioned, I'm the CEO of Great for Business, and we really focus on SMMEs, just empowering SMMEs, especially because in South Africa, they are the backbone of the economy, with about 90% of businesses in South Africa coming from the SMME market. And from that 90%, it's about 50 to 60% of them that actually employ the workforce, and with an even larger contribution to the GDP. And just to give you a bit of background about who we are as Great for Business, we are an online platform, and our main focus is on IT services, it's on business services, and we do have some products as well that we offer. But our main focus is the IT services and products. During COVID, we all know the amount of job loss that occurred in South Africa. And from that came a lot of people that were also hungry to start over, from being retrenched, to take those funds and start businesses, but not really having the full knowledge, not having the full skills, not having the right resources in order to launch their businesses and become somewhat of a success and be able to just feed their families. And what Great for Business does is, like I said, we're an online platform, and we've got a multitude of services that we offer, mainly focusing on IT services. We are part of a parent company called VNQ Systems that has over 20 years of experience in IT, and they service large enterprises, and such as in the financial sector, telecoms, as well as the public sector. And really our goal as Great for Business is to provide the same quality of service, IT service, to these smaller businesses that we provide to the larger corporates. And that's really what we are about as Great for Business, and to really just make business simple for these business owners. A lot of them, as I mentioned, they do not have the business acumen, the business skills, and we have 8 pillars that we offer at Great for Business, and I'll go through these pillars shortly. Another thing that I wanted to share with you is that we formally launched in 2022. So that's when we registered our business, and the actual formal launch was on the 6th and 7th of September at the Business Expo. And that happened, yes, in 2023. And our biggest award that we've received since is that we won top 5 startups in 2023. So that was quite big for us as a small business. We've just started, even though we've got, you know, the support of the parent business. Just starting up it's quite, there are a lot of challenges that you face as business owners, and for us to get this award was quite a big deal. And from this award, we also managed to get about R500,000 worth of airtime on Hot 102.7, which is currently running. It started last week. I think it was the 12th of February, and it's running until the end of March. And as business owners, I think you'll agree with me that getting any form of free marketing for your business will make such a big difference, because, you know, you'll have this great idea and you don't have a platform to share, and no one knows about your business. And for us, that has been, you know, quite instrumental in our business. Just to also share, I am with Danisa. I don't know if you can. I'm with Danisa Boyman. She's the head of operations at Great for Business. Yeah, I forgot to introduce her. She's here with us as well. And I think Claude Oosthuizen, who read an article by Mike Anderson, who's in this picture. Mike Anderson is the founder of the NSBC, and the article spoke about how business owners, small businesses, small to medium businesses, struggle with having to have a multitude of technology service providers. And, you know, he saw this as a challenge to build something that will service that market. And that's exactly what Great for Business is. And just to also share that from this award, as I mentioned, we've managed to get this free airtime, which is everything to us. And we've also managed to, you know, build partnerships with the likes of Sage and ABSA as well, who invited us to the ABSA Champions Breakfast that happened after the award ceremony the next day. As I mentioned, we do have 8 pillars that we service, but today I'm mainly going to be speaking about the one pillar, or the 2 pillars, which is growth for business, which is the services that we offer that are IT related, as well as the Go Finance, which is the funding solutions that we offer. Just to give you an idea of our service offering, you know, we've got these 8 pillars, and the first one is room for business. As I mentioned before, a lot of business owners, you know, they've got the passion, they've got the idea, but there's a lot of business management and soft skills that they would need to acquire to get their businesses running and to perform daily functions. And we've partnered with really the top service providers that provide such training and mentoring to business owners. So that's the first pillar, which is room for business. You know, it's so important as a business owner to understand certain, you know, business regulations that affect your business, certain policies such as the POPI Act. How does this affect my business? So we've got such training, as well as finance for non-financial managers. You know, you need to understand your balance sheet. You need to understand your finances as a business owner, because that is the core of your business. And we also, because of the situation we are in as South Africa, we've had to also add to our solution solar or alternative power solutions that will go with the services that we offer. So we've got green energy solutions, we've got inverters, we've got batteries. And our thought process was, what does a business need in order to compete in a digital world? Obviously, they need the training and skills. They need the mentoring. They need the IT products. They need the IT support and services. They need financing, and they need, they need to actually be able to access the best technology in order for their businesses to succeed. And as you can see, our wheel encompasses all of those. And with the goodies for business, we've got packages. We offer packages such as, for a small business owner to ensure that they have something that is going to back up or store their data, which is essentially the core of their business. And our packages looks at what do you need when you start up: a laptop, a printer, a UPS, you need, obviously, you need the software that goes into the computer, which is what we offer. And it's quite important to also note that a lot of business owners are not aware or do not have the proper training around cybersecurity and cyber awareness. And as an IT company, that is one of the biggest products that we have at Great for Business. And we do offer such training, and we offer the actual solutions that go with the training. About, I think, 95% of cyber attacks are caused by human error. Clicking on a link that you received on an email and exposing your credentials, just not being cyber aware, not understanding that you can't just open and click on links that you don't understand, that you don't know where they are coming from. And it takes quite a bit of awareness training, and everyone needs to be on the same page. As a business owner, if there is a leakage or if there's a breach of information and some of your clients, you lose some of your clients' information to, these cyber attacks, there are quite a lot of, not just financial implications, but your brand as a business, your credibility, you may be able to lose clients from that. So it's quite important, and that's our biggest offering that we offer as Great for Business. We've also got business packages, as I mentioned, but on top of those business packages, if you're a business owner and you're not really quite sure what type of technology you need, what type of laptop you need for the type of work you do, the printer as well, if you're just one person, if there's 5 of you, if you are printing large volumes of, if you have large volumes of printing going on in the office, then we are able to advise you accordingly. And we're able to build a package that speaks to your business and that is purely, based on the information that you share with us. And we also understand that, it's not the cheapest thing to have the best technology, which is why we offer financing. So we're very excited to launch our renting options for hardware. So if you need a printer, if you need a laptop, if you need anything else that is hardware related that goes with that, we're able to rent these items to you. So you're able to also just free up your money and be able to circulate it on other crucial things in your business. And then under growth for business, as I mentioned, we've got the software solutions that go with these hardware packages, but we've also got a lot of offerings such as, as maybe a law firm, you deal with a lot of documentation. It's very important to ensure that that documentation is stored correctly, but not only stored correctly, but you're able to find information that you are looking for when you're looking for it. So we've got technology that assists with document handling and to ensure that everything is in one place, and there's also restrictions around who can access that important information, which is quite important, especially when it comes to the POPI Act. And around the growth for business, we've got an exciting offering that is similar to the Microsoft offering, Microsoft 365, but it's a lot more affordable, which is what we try and do with all of the solutions that we offer. We know that a lot of business owners have had to cut down on a lot of costs, but we understand that we need to have affordable offerings and services that will, assist in the financing of the business owners. Just go back. As I mentioned, we do have financing options, so you're able to access financing, and we ensure that there are a lot of service providers we deal with so that you have the best options for your business. We understand that not one size fits all, and that's why as G4B, we are really an aggregator to bring the best solutions to SMMEs on one platform, and it just provides for an easier business model. And as a business owner, the last thing you want to be focusing on is having multiple service providers to assist you in your business. What you want to focus on is your customers and your product or your services, and we really try and take care of the rest. Okay, so on the GPS, the voice and data solution, that is something that we are still yet to launch, but just as it says, it's a voice and data solution, or anything that has to do with airtime data, which is quite gold to a business owner because everything is run online these days. So it's quite important to find the most affordable data and voice solutions that will be launching soon. The Get a Business is G4B resellers. The G4B resellers are like our ambassadors and people that believe in what we do and really want to also become a reseller. But obviously there is quite a stringent process that the resellers will go through. For example, my colleague Danisa makes this example all the time. If you are a bakery and you make cupcakes, it's most likely that you will not have information around, I don't know, the solar solution. So we try and pair you up with, a solution that is best fits you. But obviously, we will upskill you, we will train you, and will provide all the information that you need in order to become a successful reseller of our solutions. And then the Get On Board is our e-commerce partners. These are people that, like what we do and have seen our platform and want to be a part of that. It could be through just advertising on our platform, which is, that's an option that's currently available. Are there any questions?
Let's just have a quick look for you. I'll let you know now. All right. There's a question from Thabo Mpande, who says that can you afford to lobby for us to be offered advance payment for our management fees on all awarded contracts on our market and environment? I'm not sure if this is for you. I think it's a generic, yeah.
Yeah, I think it sounds like a generic question.
Yeah. We're going to request that Thabo, please be specific and in your comments and highlight or indicate rather who you are directing your question to. It'll be easier for us to be able to navigate this properly. Thank you, Leko. Do you want to continue?
Thank you so much. That's all from my side.
Okay, fantastic. I'm just also double checking if we have anything else on social media platforms, and we will, leave that for later for the Q's and A's. I'm hoping you're still here with us.
Thank you. I'll be here.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Leko, Baloyi, from that insightful, presentation you just shared with us. And just to mention that Great for Business is actually a member of the Proudly South African campaign, and you will have heard some of the points that Leko was making about the affiliation that her company has with the campaign, which is fantastic to see and fantastic to witness your growth as a company, Leko, and the jobs that you continue to create in the course of forging ahead and claiming your space in the service industry. And so we're moving right along, and we will now request that Kilebogile Moeketsi joins us on screen. And Kilebogile is from a company known as Kemoso. And we will be looking into the business improvement elements, email marketing, content marketing, social media, and search engine optimization, and all of those things. And it's a great pleasure to have you, sir, at this webinar. And also just to mention that Kemoso is also a member of the Proudly South African campaign. Thank you so much, and over to you.
Good day, good morning. Thank you so much, Proudly SA members and prospective members. My name is Lebo. I'm honored to represent Kemoso, a dynamic and innovative web design company that's proudly South African. Today, I'm thrilled to share our journey, services, and the value of our association with Proudly SA. Before I go into my main presentation, I'd like to ask the team to please just play the video, and then we'll share shortly after that.
Can we try and sort out the sound, technical team? We may have challenges, I think. Shall we give it another minute or so and see? We may have to request that you go ahead with your presentation, and I know that the video would have given us context. Sincere
No
apologies
problem.
for that. Yeah, but
No
let's
problem.
see what happens. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm happy to proceed with the presentation, and then we can try and circle back to the video at the end.
Okay,
If that's
thank you
fine.
so much. Please go
No
ahead.
problem. Great, thank you. Great, thank you again for affording us the opportunity to come over and share our stories and also show how our association with Proudly SA means quite a lot with us. As I said, I'm representing Gimoso. We are a web design and development company based in Johannesburg. At Gimoso, we specialize in creating bespoke web solutions. Our services range from responsive web design to e-commerce platforms, search engine optimization, social media management, paid advertising, content marketing, website hosting, and maintenance. Each project is a testament to our commitment to excellence and innovation. Our portfolio extends beyond South Africa with clients from the UK, the USA, and Germany. Yet, our roots remain deeply entrenched in our homeland, where we've proudly collaborated with local businesses of varying sizes, as well as the government. This global reach and local impact underscore our ability to cater to diverse client needs while staying true to our proudly South African ethos. Our association with Proudly is a cornerstone of our identity. It's not just a membership. It's a commitment to uphold the values of quality, local empowerment, and economic growth. This partnership amplifies our mission to foster a vibrant digital ecosystem in South Africa. Trust is a foundation of our client relationships. We invite you to experience our dedication and expertise firsthand. Our team is eager to collaborate, innovate, and grow together with each of you. Let's connect and explore how you can elevate your digital presence. We have been fortunate enough to also have received very good reviews on both Google as well as Hello Peter under Gimoso. Looking ahead, Gimoso is excited to expand our offerings to include cutting-edge video editing and production services. This development is part of our ongoing commitment to provide comprehensive digital solutions. As we conclude, I'd invite you to, reach out, let us know if you can assist. We have seen that in this world, especially post-COVID, having a digital presence is not only is a necessity and not just a nice to have. People want to be able to see who you are, and if you can represent yourself properly on the web, which we can from your website to your marketing, then we think that you will have had a leg up. We do really believe in building our nation where we can. I mean, we have no plan B. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. That's how we see ourselves and many of the other Proudly SA businesses. We're trying to do everything that we can, all hands on deck, to make sure that we create the South Africa that we would like to have. Thank you so much for allowing us to speak, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you so much, my brother, Kilebogile. That was, very sweet and brief, straight to the point. I would still like us to play your video because I think it does give quite a, it's meant to give, further context. So the IT colleagues behind the scenes, are you winning? But while they responding to that, please may I request that you come back on screen. Kilebogile, what I want to talk to you about is, within your operation, as it stands now, as a small business, what opportunities have you created as your way of giving back to, to giving an opportunity to other people in the course of extending your operation, but also whether by way of internship or whatever the case may be. Hold that thought. Let's see if we've got the sound on now. Please go ahead.
No problem.
All right. Would it not be easier for you to play the video on your side?
Yes, maybe let me try that.
Yeah,
Let
okay.
me try that.
And
Thanks.
and then while you please let me know, indicate to me when you will see the video on screen. And just to get Alicia back on. Alicia, there's a question for you on LinkedIn. And the question is the recruitment industry also included in the service setup at Proudly South African?
All right. Yes, the recruitment industry will fall under HR services. So that is a part of the sectors within the 26 sectors that we service.
I beg your pardon, I was muted. Thank you so much for that, Alicia. And I will just continue. Kilebogile, you must just give me a thumbs up when you are sorted, and then I'll give you an opportunity to play the video. I have another question. Alicia, please come back on screen. Temogelo Selowa says, I'm a member of Proudly SA, but I don't get access to your exhibitions. Please help. And Temogelo is in the hair product business. Please tackle this, Alicia, but I'm very happy
Yes.
to add on when you're done.
Yes.
Thank you.
I think it's important, firstly, because when we don't just handpick member companies to exhibit based on any sort of bias. So we, as you know, we review the event, what is required from the event, and the members that are most suitable, to exhibit at a specific event. So having said that, we then, the marketing department then sends out an email via the events email. And to be very honest, we get very little response from that events email, to which then we have to go and follow up. Do you want to participate? And even then, so sometimes we even get let down on the day of participation. So in the most respectful and kindest way possible, it's a two-way street. We need our member companies when we send out these event emails. We need our member companies to jump on them them and to say, I'm here, I'm available to participate, I'm available to exhibit. Can I be granted the opportunity? That is how opportunities are. And sometimes, often, most recently, I've been hearing, I see that company all the time, because that company is jumping onto the opportunities all the time. So it really is a collaborative effort. And so if our members want to participate, they need to jump onto those emails.
All right, thank you so much, Alicia. Just I see Kilebogile is on standby, but just to quickly add on to that, and my analogy of that situation is that it's a doctor-patient situation, and that's what we encourage members to do. Your doctor does not think about you out of the 100 patients he has, and he doesn't assume that today Alicia may not be feeling well. When you need something, you must make an effort, and so. Firstly, we ask that you look out for all communication by way of newsletters or opportunities. Follow us on social media because we always have throw forwards where we talk about the fact that we're going to be at this festival or whatever the case may be, and find out from follow us on social media, because if you, as a member, if you don't follow us, then you don't know what's going on. But look out for internal flyers and newsletters that we send. I mean, every month we have a newsletter where we talk about everything we're doing. But also, as a member, come to us and say, I want to activate here. I want to do something. How can you, as proudly South African, assist me to achieve this objective and to activate here? We will not do things like pay for your event. It's never going to happen. We are not a funding agency. But if you come to us and say, I have a small activation I'm doing, can you please assist me with PR, with marketing and all of that? We will do that. So it's a two-way street, really, that as a member, you also assume responsibility to do right by your business. Thank you so much, Alicia. Kilebogile, we ready? Please go ahead.
So is the sound coming through?
The sound is not coming through, but I thought we'd just read the slides in any event. Yeah.
No problem. So yes, thank you. Unfortunately, sorry about the technical difficulties, but at least so long as you're able to read, and I'll be happy to answer any other questions that anybody else may have regarding our services, and I look forward to the Q&A. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kilebogile. Much appreciated. Your contribution is much appreciated. It's a pity with the sound, but we were able to read the message, the call to action in your message on the screen, which was also obviously the critical, the important part of what you put up on screen now. And then with that said, I'm going to request that all the speakers come back on screen. And as I do a quick check on LinkedIn to see if there's any questions from that platform. There isn't anything new that I see from the last time I checked. That's on LinkedIn. I'm going to quickly go to Facebook to have a quick squeeze. PR, let me know if there's anything that I have missed. I see there was Maxine wanted to, had a question around sole proprietorship on our website, and our team has responded to that, sending her to the correct website. And that'll be all from the Q's&A's platforms. I see there's nothing else that is new. We were scheduled, or we had invited rather, a speaker from CEDA, and they were going to talk about financial and non-financial offerings they have as an entity. And we did get, an unfortunate communication this morning to let us know that they will, due to unforeseen circumstances, they are now not able to participate. Colleagues, I think it is safe to say we've reached the end of our program. We were scheduled to finish at 11:30, and it is now 11:15. So we are 15 minutes early. But as I do my vote of thanks, may I please request that you switch on your cameras, speakers? Right, and in no particular order, I'm going to start with Leko Baloyi. Thank you so much. Our fellow member company, keep pushing the buy local narrative. Keep doing the best you are doing with your colleagues, and keep paying yourselves. Keep paying rent to yourself. And rent to yourself as a business, and for the benefit of those who have logged on to listen to us, is affiliating yourself with entities such as Proudly South African for broader market to access opportunity. That's the best way any business or any entrepreneur can pay themselves first. Affiliation that will make a difference in the cost of doing your business. Thank you so much, Leko, and to all your colleagues that are behind the scenes that you mentioned earlier on.
Thank you so much, Happy. We're really excited for this partnership, and we can't wait for all the opportunities that are available to us.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. And then I'm going to go to Kilebogile. Thank you, Kilebogile, for your presentation and for remaining part of the movement as a member, and to showcase to many other people who may be, wanting to join. They're not too sure what the benefits are. You are, that we can't confine the narrative of Proudly South African to just our offices as an entity. It takes a movement and collaboration with the likes of you. Thank you for doing your bit in contributing to the economy of the country, and thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is quite a platform. To anyone listening out there, I would want to say, all we have is each other. And Proudly SA does a great job of connecting us and allowing us to do business with each other and allowing us to find opportunities within each other. And, as I said before, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. And we need only hold hands and work together and push. And I'm sure and I'm confident that we will come out on top on this. So thank you so much for the opportunity to chat. And thanks.
Thank you. And I see the team has, put your video on the chat box for, for those who would like to see if they can play on their side, which is fantastic. Thank you so much. And
so much.
To my fellow colleague, Alicia, thank you for, for representing and sharing all the good stories with our audience today. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Much appreciated. To the team behind the scenes, thank you. Sorry. Thank you, in Alicia. To the team, Proudly SA team behind the scenes, thank you so much for putting this together. Until next time, have a great day, everybody. Thank you and goodbye. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.